and welcome to the Mind, Music, Soul at Home series. My name is Sarah, and I'm going to be singing with you guys, and we're going to be joined by the incredible Aaron on the Compton organ.
So this week, a little bonus feature for you. We have here behind me the Compton Cinema Organ of Summerlee Museum of Scottish Industrial Life, which is in Coatbridge in North Lanarkshire, of course here in Scotland. This organ used to live in a cinema in Liverpool, believe it or not, but it's had quite an interesting life. It was originally installed in the Mayfair Cinema in Liverpool, and it was installed in 1937. Now, these instruments were originally designed to accompany silent films, but as the talkies came in, they were also used for entertainment during intermissions and intervals, whatever way you want to call it, and to provide general entertainment for the punters coming in and out of the cinemas. So let's have a closer look at the instrument. So here we are at the organ console, as we call it. We call it the console because it really is a bit like a control desk of a spaceship. This is where all the magic happens from the fingers. So to get started, we have a key, which we put into here, and with a bit of luck, we'll have some lights. And round the back, there's a big blower that fires up and provides all the wind that we need for the organ to make sound through the pipes. Now, you'll see here that you might recognize it's a bit like a piano, but we have 1, 2, 3 keyboards, or manuals as we call them. And it looks very complicated, but all has its purpose, its very sensible purpose. And it just helps us control different sounds and divisions of the organ when we're playing. So essentially the organist is a bit like the conductor of an orchestra, choosing which instruments to play where and when. So it's a bit of a one-man band. We also have down on the bottom a row of pedals, which also look like a big keyboard. So they're laid out just like piano keys, but we play them with our feet. Again, it gives us lots more flexibility, and usually we use the pedals to provide some bass in our music. So it provides a bass line with our feet. So again, it really is a one-man band. Quick tour of the organ. So we have lots of these tabs, which we generally call stops, which is pretty ironic because really we need them to start anything. If we don't have anything down, we can't make any noise. So these stops are essentially our instruments, and you'll see that they're different colours, mostly white, but we have some orange as well. So the white ones are sort of fluty stops, and we also have orange ones, which are big, loud reeds. So that helps us when we're in the middle of a song, just looking for the colour that we need. We want a big, loud reed, we hit orange, etc. One of my favourite things on this organ, and they're not on all organs sadly, is the coloured surround, of course, which if I flick this up here, we have some colour on the surround of the organ. And we can go through all the colours of the rainbow, and we can choose which ones we want, or just have them on an automatic cycle, which I like best. There's lots of buttons and knobs and stops and things, and by all means you can find this organ in Summerlee Museum or find another cinema organ or church organ even near you. It's all essentially the same fundamental things. So all of this controls a lot of stuff which is actually hidden behind the organ console in this big green box, which we can now go in and have a look at. So here we are in the organ chamber. This is something that not many people actually get to see. It's essentially the behind the scenes of the organ. A lot of people think the sound actually comes from out there at the organ console, but that's just, like I said, the control desk, which controls everything in here. So we have lots of different pipes in here, and it basically means that for every note on the organ, for every different sound, we have one pipe for that note and sound, hence why there's so many. So we have different materials. So for example, a metal pipe sounds a bit like a reed like a tuba. There we go. And generally the wooden ones are a bit more soft and fluty, and they sound like... There we go. Now, we also have non-pipes that make sound in here, so we have some percussion as well. So we have glockenspiels and xylophones, and the glockenspiel sounds like... There we go, expertly played by Sarah, who's helping me out at the front at the console. And finally, we have some other very cool percussions, which live in the other room in the chamber, such as cymbals. Well, I really do hope you've enjoyed that little tour of the Compton Cinema Organ, and that you might have learned a thing or two about the organ. And indeed, throughout the entire series of Mind Music Soul, you might have learned a thing or two about singing and just using singing and music to really have a bit of time for yourself and for your own mind, and to really have just a nice time. I'm going to end off with a piece that we actually learned a few weeks back in Mind Music Soul. I do like to be beside the seaside. And the reason I'm playing that on this instrument is that you may remember going back to Blackpool years ago when people like Reginald Dixon were top of the bill playing in the Tower Ballroom, and you would have a dance or a sing-along. So in that spirit of our mind, or music and our soul, let's enjoy singing or dancing or marching or whatever you want to along with I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining Sarah and I for this week's session of Mind Music Soul. Please do remember to like and subscribe to this channel for future content, and we'll